nowadays, if you want to build a personal brand online, you have to depend on an algorithm, right? Whether that is YouTube algorithm or Instagram algorithm or Substack algorithm or TikTok algorithm, right? And you have to abide by the rules, or you have to find a strategy that will work for you if you are multi-passionate, a multi-passionate person or a multi-passionate artist, right? Gary Vee is hitting hard on that. You should niche down, just show all of your faces, right? But it's still, the algorithm doesn't work that way, and I get it, because if people are interested in one topic, they won't want to see you talking about a different topic that they're not interested in. I cannot imagine someone who's interested in fashion who's also interested in reading books. That would turn them off, and the algorithm will think, hey, this video flopped, and therefore you're gonna have an outcome like I had on this channel, which is I had videos that blew up on this channel with me talking about personal experiences, which I didn't want it to talk about any longer, because I didn't want it to be known for just that one thing. And to be honest, the audience that I was attracting with those topics, I don't want that kind of audience, right? So I've been struggling because my brain does not work like someone who's normal. I'm neurodivergent, meaning that I have a wide curiosity and a wide net of interest, and I always seem to collect new interest along the way. However, I'm glad that my interest circle is not that big, like when I completely look at it, and I can see like, okay, fashion, and I'm interested in sewing, or fitness, I'm interested in cooking. So I can connect those little things, right? But I haven't been able to connect my whole universe. I haven't been able to summarize it and to present it in a cohesive way for people to understand it, and for people to become a little bit more interested in what I have to offer in my universe, in the story that I want to tell, the story that I want to build. That is my life, right? However, these are the books that I've bought. Hang on with me because it's gonna make sense, right? These are the books that I received today, that I bought, and I keep buying, right? I love books, especially fiction. Nobody can get me off fiction. If you think fiction is stupid, I have to say that you're stupid, because fiction can teach as much as nonfiction, if not even more. But anyway, I digress. These are the books that I've bought. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And I never read that book, by the way. And I think it would do me some good to read it, because I really don't know how to win friends and influence people. I've never been the favorite of anybody. So I've had friends, but not the ones that I will pop up in their mind, like the first one to pop up when they need to talk to someone, or when they think about, I don't know. You get the point. Anyway, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I began this book several years ago, almost a decade ago, but I don't know. I simply lost interest, especially when he talks about semen retention. I lost interest, but apparently it's one that keeps popping up on list of books that you should study when you want to transform your life. This book, however, I read from cover to cover, and I actually liked it. Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It by Kamal Ravikant. And it stuck with me because I feel like the most powerful thing that a person can do is love yourself, especially when you are trying to reinvent yourself or recreate your life to a better version. Loving yourself is like the foundation that you have to work on, because you never got into this journey earlier than a lot of people have done, or some people have done, because you didn't think yourself good enough to think that you deserve better, and to think that, hey, listen, I deserve to build something for myself, instead of thinking about how other people are gonna judge you and talk about you and think about you. That comes from a place of insecurity and lack of self-love. I had that, so I'm talking from experience. And I knew that I wanted more, and I knew that the internet was like a great opportunity for me to create a better life for myself. Um, but I didn't do it because I always thought that I was not pretty enough or smart enough or create a camera. And I shied away from that. I really was afraid to be seen, really, because I felt like I wasn't good enough. And the reason was that I'm not good enough, and that a lot of people think that they're not good enough. It was because I read once You Can Heal Your Life by Louise L. Hay, and she talks about everything, every insecurity, every negative emotion, every self-hate, every self-blame, every self-guilt comes from one place, one root, and that is feeling not good enough. So I always say I'm not good enough because that is the root of everything else. I can say, well, I don't feel like I'm smart enough. No, what I'm saying here is I feel like I'm not good enough, not smart enough or pretty enough. I just feel like I'm not good enough because I'm comparing to other people, right? Lack of self-love. And this book, I would recommend it because the guy talks about how he kept repeating, I love myself, like a mantra over and over. It was the only thing that he allowed to take over his mind. And right now, I know why it worked for him. It's because he quieted his mind and he quieted his thought. And it was kind of meditation that he was doing nonstop. So that was a good lesson. And right now I'm reading Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill again. The more I write about what I want to achieve, especially with this YouTube channel and my social media and in general, I had an epiphany this morning during my journaling, and I thought to myself, it's not fashion that I want to do, it's not writing that I want to talk about. Of course, I want to talk about all of this, but now I could summarize it. I can be concise of what it is that I want to be known for, and that is how to build a better life. And I want to document that. I want to experiment on things that might make my life better, because that's what I've been obsessing about like forever. How do I achieve success? How do I make my life better? How do I find purpose? And it was not how do I find purpose. I wanted to find my purpose because I wanted to live a better life. I wanted to be successful because I wanted to be a better version of myself. And if you look at everything that I have enjoyed throughout, it has been fashion, style, dressing better, how to represent myself better to the world, how to look kept and groomed all the time. Fitness was how to feel better. How can I create a better body? How can I create better health? How can I create better energy? Meditation. How can I create a better mental state? With reading, it was about how can I express myself better. With writing as well, it's how do I express myself better. And I found out that is what I want to be doing with my channel, with my social media, is experiment and set out to find out what creates a better life, not for myself but also for you. Because if I find the key, even though the key to the secret to a better life has been talked about over, and I don't think that is just working hard and grinding it hard and sleeping less. I don't think so. There has to be something. It cannot just be manifestation either, but it has to be something more. And I think that I'm gonna set out on this journey to try to discover how can I do this, because I've been so obsessive, especially lately, on how to create a better life for myself and the people I care about. Life, how it's going in general, is not meant to be in survival mode, but in creative mode. Anyway, that is my thoughts for this moment, and this is what I've been thinking. This was has been on my mind, and I just wanted to share it with you. I don't know why, but I just felt like I wanted to share my thoughts with you.